The abduction phenomenon is clandestine. And the way it is clandestine is that the way the secrecy prevails is that first and foremost, the abductees are not allowed to remember what happened to them, obviously. And so when they do remember, it's not a full memory. It's in bits and pieces of memory. It's got dream material in it. It has material, maybe perhaps some popular culture in it, and it's severely truncated usually, and sometimes these people say things that literally never happened, using hypnosis to find out what did happen, and in fact nothing happened that they said. They were abducted, but all abductions, all of them that I have looked at, are physical. People are physically missing from their normal environments. They might be missing for 2 or 3 hours, where people search for them and call them, and they're not there, and there's an emergency call that they make, this and that. And parents search for their children, and children search for their parents. This is common. Therefore, they are taken when they are missed the least. That means that they're not taken out of
You want to get these in order.
Because that would be...
Start out with the 10. I got the 10. If you don't get in order, then the number goes down. You get less. You hit this up to 5 times on the middle of a party.
Although sometimes...
See, I got towards Royal Flush, but I need to...
They're oftentimes taken at night when they're alone. They don't have to be asleep. It's not sleep paralysis. It has nothing to do with it. Anything that has to do with sleep. But that's when they'll be missed the least. And so the clandestine nature of it prevents people from knowing. I'm going to throw out an erroneous number. I'm going to say maybe 90% of people who are abductees do not know that they are abductees. Well, they had unusual experiences. They might have unusual displacements in time and place. They're doing something at 1 o'clock, and then suddenly they're across the street and they're doing something else, and it's 3 o'clock. Gosh, yeah, and then they think, well, I'm just not going to think about this.
Or you can go down this
because
thing,
their abductees are not supposed to remember, and they sort of know that, and they just go about their business. In other words, incorporate it into their lives, thinking this is just the way life is.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, but I have had that. Now, people see other people being abducted and are not abducted themselves. People are abducted in groups and can confirm each other's abductions. People can sometimes, and this happens, meet other abductees at random, run into them on the street or something like that, and each one recognizes each other from being together on an abduction event. It's rare, but it does happen. And so there's a physicality to this. It's not a mentality. Sessions with it's difficult to distinguish between people who think they have past lives, or they've seen people on a higher plane of intellect or emotion or consciousness or whatever. Unless you do, by looking at people over decades, I can see change in time. I can recognize differences in time. I can see the progression of the phenomenon. And I've been extremely fortunate to be able to do that. There's obviously a trajectory to the abduction phenomenon. It's not an examination of who these aliens are not interested in what makes us terrorists. We used to think this years ago. I used to think this. But this turns out to be a program with a beginning, middle, and its goal directed. And what we're looking at here is a workforce that is abducting people, and how can I just say this straight out? Creating other beings who we call hybrids, who are different stages of hybrids. I'll continue in our stage hybrid of early stage hybrids who sort of like middle stage and late stage, and then what I call hybrid, who are beings who, and this is new information, they're being trained to live here, and their training comes from abductees. There are three pillars to the abduction phenomenon. There's actually a fourth one, but I'm not doing it because it's not as number one is intergeneration. The person is an abductee, their mother or their father, or sometimes both of the abductees.
You could raise it up.
If they were abductees, almost certainly their mother or father was an abductee.
Crushing you.
When the abductee has
I didn't even know about the scissors.
and let's just say there's two kids, they will be abductees. And when they marry a non-abductee, all of their children, the two kids' children, they each have two each, that's four. They will all be abductees. Therefore, the intergenerational aspect of it makes sure that there are plenty of abductees around. It keeps up with the population. And the second pillar is that it is global. This is not an American phenomenon. The UFO
I still got
phenomenon
times
is
4, and I'm going to try to get
the
them.
world.
And it's that full 100,000, so
The
that's
UFO
400,000 one
phenomenon is
shot.
the abduction phenomenon.
I should
It
put me
is.
over a million.
They are one
They
and
give
the
you a
same, in
million
my
thing.
opinion.
All right, here we go.
The third pillar
should be able
is
to do it.
that it is clandestine.
All three in one
The
shot?
only way you can,
Maybe.
in the thread, I wrote a long piece about the meaning of secrecy, and this has to be kept secret, and that has to be kept secret, and this, all the ramifications of non-secrecy and all that. It boils down to one sentence. We don't want us to know what they're doing.
There it is.
Global, intergenerational secrets. This does not add up to good. I don't see good in these three. Can't be happy with it. So, because of the global nature, because of the clandestine nature, because it keeps up with a booming human population. When I was born, there were 2.3 billion people on Earth. Now, I'm 73. There are 7.4 billion people on Earth in my lifetime. But the requisite number of abductees remains constant, So, when I say, what is the meaning of all this? Why are they doing this? I can boil it down to two words: antics. Because these beings do not say, but all the indications point to something I just call, in grandiose terms, planetary acquisition.
Crushed you, bud. See if you can catch up. Gotta get that fucking royal flush, dude.
Oh, no, I didn't get those hands.
Scissor.
Is it over?
Great. And for me, the way people process this in a lot of different ways, depending on their background and all. And
What's that?
I'm not in the life ruining business.
Oh,
So if they
what'd
want
you
to
say?
think that, fine. That's fine with me.
What, the other one? Chief?